What's up, guys? One Piece chapter 1103 translations are out. It's not officially out, but you guys know what I mean, so it's time to talk about it. My name is Romans, aka Roman Sensei, and yeah, we're gonna talk about the One Piece chapter. I do know January 5th is when the official release of the chapter will be out, and then there'll be a break until I think the 17th. I know PewDiePie was talking about it on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. But yes, in this chapter, we are back in action. We are no longer in a Kuma flashback as expected, and oh my gosh, it was a hell of a chapter. Now, the name of this chapter is I'm Sorry Father, and just off the title alone, again, emotions are running. So as we saw at the end of the last chapter, it did look like Bonnie already went into Kuma's memories, and that is exactly what happened. Chapter starts off with a brief flashback of Vegapunk asking Bonnie if she saw everything in Kuma's memories, and of course she did. Vegapunk is sad that he broke his promise to Kuma, but we see her go to her regular child form and run right to Vegapunk, and I'm not gonna lie, again, that's a beautiful panel. Great way to start the chapter, because again, you guys know exactly how I feel about Vegapunk. So right now, I have my eyes on him. Things seem fine so far. But right after that, we get another emotional panel. It's Vegapunk finally giving Bonnie her 10th birthday gift, and it's a sapphire sun-shaped necklace. Nika, sun-shaped. Come on now, like it's building up to just be a beautiful moment in the near future, I feel like. And after she received the gift, then they start talking about Luffy, and after reading that panel, we get brought to the present time when Saturn is holding Bonnie. And man, while Saturn is holding Bonnie, man, Saturn is talking his shit, man. He's talking his shit. He's straight up telling Bonnie Kuma's dead. This chapter, Saturn really he showed his true colors. I think it's fair to say that we're seeing more of Saturn's true colors each chapter, but it's fitting his profile. It really is. And I can't wait to see this stuff animated, man. We see Frankie, Vegapunk, Sanji not being able to move, and they're just watching. We see Luffy down there not able to move either, but he's asking for food. He's in that state. They have Sentomaru secured, and you have Kizaru over there saying Sentomaru's name and Bonnie's. Now, in a previous video, I don't remember how long ago it was, I did talk about Kizaru possibly not like switching sides completely, but doing something along these lines after we saw those flashbacks with Kizaru, because he doesn't want anything to happen to Sentomaru and Bonnie. Oh yeah, oh man. And speaking about that panel right there where we have, you know, Frankie, Vegapunk, and Sanji not being able to move, whatever ability that is from Saturn, it is pretty crazy, you know. It's mysterious at the moment, but man, Sanji's stocks have been high for me for a while now, and I need to see something from him. Sometime in Egghead, I'm gonna have to see something from him. I've been thinking that he needs to get Future Sight going soon, you know. He doesn't have Future Sight. I feel like a lot of people think he does, but he doesn't. He does not have Future Sight yet, but maybe that's a reach for him to do that in Egghead. I feel like Sanji needs to do something right there, because they're in trouble. We then get a sidebar to Dragon and Ivankov, and you know, with Kuma doing all of this with the past few chapters or so, it's been funny. Every time you get Dragon and Ivankov, it's like another sideshow. Like, okay, they're about to try and figure out what Kuma's up to again, because Kuma just ran away and Dragon just stood there and was like, So surprise, surprise, the panel is them trying to figure out where Kuma has gone. Surprise, surprise, it is Ivankov and Dragon talking about Kuma trying to figure out where he went, and Ivankov thinks that Kuma went to Mary Joie, and Dragon's right there again trying to figure it out because Dragon asked Ivankov. It's funny that Dragon's always asking Ivankov. We can't talk down on Dragon because of that, because that's Luffy behavior. So it is what it is. They're trying to figure out where Kuma's going. I feel like Dragon might have a feeling that Kuma has gone to where Bonnie is. I don't know. I feel like Dragon does know Kuma that well. We then get back to Egghead with Bonnie and Saturn interacting again, and you see Bonnie say, if I'm gonna get killed by you, then you're going down with me. And then she uses her distortion future attack, telling herself a Nika future again, and you see Saturn respond to that. He's just like, hold up, what did she just say? What the hell did she just say? Like, Saturn's facial expressions have been very entertaining. My voice is cracking, oh my god. But yeah, he hears what she says, but then it seems like Bonnie's powers aren't working at the moment like she wants them to, and she starts wondering why, and that's when Saturn's like, oh yeah, you really want to go down this road? Let's do it then. Let's do it. So Saturn starts just opening up secrets, opening up doors, answering questions that we have been wondering. I also found it pretty interesting in this panel right here where he says, you still don't know much about it. It seems she still hasn't made the connection between Nika and the white form of Straw Hat. I don't know. Again, I might just be overlooking things. There might be something there. There might be something there. There's so much that we don't know about Joy Boy, about Nika in the past, and the Gorosei obviously know almost damn near everything about him. Little information like this this in the panels, I love it. Little gems like this, because it's like a puzzle piece. You know how Oda is. It's gonna be a puzzle piece to something else. We gotta pay attention to that stuff. But what we did get after that is Saturn finally gave us information about Bonnie's actual abilities. And I say that because for a while now, even before, everything in Egghead, we've always been wondering what her ability has been. And every time that we've come up to a conclusion, it's been like a fragment of what her ability really is. And now we finally got some real answers. But how he broke it down was crazy. I mean, he starts off by telling Bonnie that he is the one who gave her powers through experimentation with Jenny. And Saturn has shown up to play now. Every time we've seen him, flex and buck up to Vegapunk, we're over here like sometimes like, oh, is he really about it? No, Saturn is about it. He's just like, look, I can crush your spirit right now. Like, Saturn is downright evil, and we don't even know if he is the worst one out the Gorosei, because he most likely is not. That's the crazy thing. But then we find out also that they would give people devil fruit extract for powers. Not eating the devil fruit, but taking the extract out. But wait, it just gets crazier. It gets crazier, in my opinion. So we then find out by Saturn that Bonnie's power is the ability to change into a certain future. The more knowledge she gains about the truth, the more limited her future becomes. And what's wild to me is Saturn was looking at that devil fruit as a waste of power, a worthless devil fruit, like he said in this chapter. That kind of confuses me, because I'm looking at that ability like, yo, that ability is broken. Like, of course, it's going to have its pros and cons, but at the same time, it's a great ability. But then there is more. Throughout this whole conversation, we also find out that the sapphire scale disease was a side effect through the experimentation. So I want you to think about that for a minute. This just the side effect of the experiment that was ran on Jenny is what gave her the disease that made Kuma go where? To Vegapunk. Of course Saturn could cure it, because he's the one that caused it. Like, it's just, oh my gosh. And I mean, surprise, surprise, everything's coming out in the air now, in the open. Vegapunk's freaking out again, like, oh my gosh, you went against your word. But what have I been saying? Every video, Vegapunk needs to know better. He would always give empty promises before, but Saturn's right there being like, no, marine biologist. That's how he talks to him. He always emphasizes that he is a scientist too. Oh yeah, I can see now why they look at Vegapunk as disposable to an ends. Like, okay, he's great to have, but now it's time to cut him loose. If he's doing things like this, I get it. Vegapunk has the green blood, devil fruit extract. That's different. That is very different, and it was passed on. Yeah, as a villain, Gorosei Saturn stocks are high right now, and because of him being the representative of the higher tier of mysterious villains in One Piece, so he represents the other Gorosei and Emu, their stocks are up too now. There is a mystery in this chapter now going on. Who gave Luffy the food? Also see Luffy down there just grubbing on some food finally. Someone got him some food, and Saturn then ordered to put him in Sea Prism, but at the same time, I don't feel like the Sea Prism doesn't stop the usage of Haki, correct? So maybe that's just to detain him at the moment, since he can't move it right now. But who gave Luffy the food? I have my money on Caribou. I feel like he is the provider when needed. He did the same thing in Wano. Luffy needed food, he was right there. He's always in hiding, so maybe he's him. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below who you think gave Luffy the food. But after Saturn basically accomplishes his mission, which is crushing Bonnie's spirit, Bonnie having a monologue with herself, she starts apologizing to Kuma because she feels like it's over. And at this time, Kuma is on the way, and she has no idea. She has no idea. And I'm saying that he's pulling up because it shows it in the panel right as Bonnie is starting her apologizing. We see Kuma in the sky, and then right after we see Kuma land, and you hear the Marines start making noise, because at first they think it's a pacifista. They don't think it's Kuma. They don't think it's the real deal. One of them say they see the paws on his hand, and that's when they knew it's the real one. It's Kuma. The man is here. Now, while the word spreads that the actual Kuma is there, the word gets to Saturn, and you see Saturn, I don't know, you could say he got a little, if he shook, if he's paranoid, but he's trying to figure out why the authority chip is not working, and Bonnie is still just frozen in the reality of things, not even realizing that her father is there. And you just see Vegapunk, man, just in awe. Like, can you imagine this right now from Vegapunk's point of view, from the beginning with his journey with the One Piece world government to now, and how he's just seeing things in his own eyes, just on both sides. He's in awe of Kuma. You better be in awe of Kuma. It's fair to say we are all in awe of Kuma. Top five. Like, can you imagine this animated? Like, especially these sequences right here, not just this chapter, every Egghead chapter. This is what Bonnie is saying to herself when Kuma is on the way. Here we go. No word can come out of my mouth Hey father, my heart is almost broken. I think it would be easier for me to die just like this. I'm sorry, father. I'm sorry, father, even though you gave me this life. I did not expect Saturn to slam Bonnie on the ground that hard. Did y'all see that? I did not expect that because I know that shit hurt. It's okay though, because right after that, our man Kuma really pulls up on the gang. Because right after Saturn slammed Bonnie on the ground, he was about to go and step on her, and Kuma jumps right in the way. The leg stabs him in the back, it looks like. He takes it back out. He turns around, and it looks like we get some type of just a rageful scene of Bartholomew Kuma at his finest with a hockey-coated punch. No one's going to be talking about Conqueror's hockey or anything at the moment. I don't know, but look, with what we know about his devil fruit and armament hockey and whatever he has built up with that, oh my gosh. Look at Saturn's face. That's what I'm talking about. That's the best face of the chapter. Release all the rage. Yes, you see Bonnie there yelling father. The chapter is beautiful, beautiful. And we're still getting more of Kuma. Kuma is ending the year and taking us into the new year. This isn't the Egghead arc. This is the Kuma arc. Are you serious? The Kuma arc. We're just calling it the Egghead arc so we don't spoil people that aren't there yet. And then they'll know it's the Kuma arc because, oh my gosh. But that's how the chapter ends, and it's fair to say, look, man, Kuma stalks, again, an all-time high, higher than last week. He pulled up now on a Gorosei, and he is about to knock out a Gorosei. Now, I'm not gonna say knockout. Let me calm down. Now, I know when you see that Kuma panel, you instantly think of Luffy hitting Charlos when he turns Charlos back into the manga. Yeah, I'm getting those type of vibes, and I'm not gonna lie, this punch right here might be more satisfying than the Luffy Charlos punch. Gorosei Saturn stocks, yes, very high. We finally got answers to Bonnie's power. Now I have more questions about Bonnie's power. With the experimentation with the devil fruits, that opens up so many doors now to so many different possibilities that could happen, that probably could have already happened. I knew the Gorosei were up to something crazy, but they're up to some crazy stuff. Because is that a way to give celestial dragons devil fruit powers without eating the actual devil fruit so they can still feel clean? You know, I don't know. Definitely want to know what you guys think about that in the comments below, because that is something that might be getting brought up in the near future, and that's why it's getting brought up right now. But yeah, guys, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in and hearing my thoughts on One Piece chapter 1103. And also, guys, make sure to leave your thoughts about One Piece chapter 1103 in the comments below, and hit that subscribe button too, and join the crew if you haven't yet. And I also have more videos that are on the way very soon, so until I see you next time, much love, God bless, and Happy New Year.